Hello, I am Orange Cat, and this is Toonami's ratings for January 12th, 2019. Let's start at the top. We've got reported here the 8 p.m. through 9 p.m. episodes of Dragon Ball Z. They did a .10, which is a bit of a drop. It was a point. Both of those were .14 last week, but really, if you look at the total viewers and how they're very similar, it shows that there's a very high retention, actually slight increase, slight building on from that hour, which is generally usually a good sign in media to see at least you're retaining whatever audience you get. So it's not a complete loss. And then now to the start of the actual Toonami block, you have Dragon Ball Z Super performing at a .29. It's a bit of a drop. It dropped 500ths from last week. Still a very good number. Doing better than just eking out .20s like how it was just a few weeks earlier. And you have Boruto actually making a small increase to a .22 this week, which is a really good sign for the show. My Hero Academia up a little bit too to a .21. And then hell, you even have My Psycho 100 going over a .2. Now we're really getting to the heart of that. Really getting to the hype part of My Psycho 100. It's nice to see it get good ratings at a .21, right off the bat, if you just cut it right here, these are amazing ratings. It's just like, I mean, it used to be you're struggling to get even one show to get to a .20. You have four right now. And that's a great sign, especially considering Boruto you're going to have on the block for a long time. My Hero Academia you're going to have for the block for at least a good reasonable amount of time. And hell, this episode was, according to many people in the fan base, a filler episode that aired. So it's nice to see an episode that really isn't even that hype, so on to speak, still do this well. And then you have Mob Psycho 100, which admittedly we're only going to get 3 new episodes of. Maybe we get a simuldub with Mob's the second season, which Crunchyroll's, I believe, currently airing the dub of. But now let's get to where the ratings get a little bit sketchy. Megalobox, still a decent number, a .18. It's doing better than it was before the schedule change up. It's closer to a .2 than a .1, which I think is a good mark for Megalobox, but a small decrease. Then you have JoJo, which had seen some second life recently, getting close to a .20. However, it dropped a little bit to a .15. Again, not a horrible number, especially considering how Diamond is Unbreakable has generally struggled in the ratings. And now here we get to the more disappointing part of the block. I think the 2 a.m. hour has finally caught up with Black Clover and Hunter x Hunter. You have Black Clover dropping 600s to a .14, and you have Hunter x Hunter dropping 500s to a .13. I mean, if you told me though weeks ago when the schedule came out that at 2 and 2:30, Black Clover Hunter x Hunter would have .14, .13, I would have said those were decent numbers. It just feels a bit of a letdown because I mean, last week you almost had .2 for both of these shows. Now you have the rerun part of the Shippuden's not a rerun, but it also went down 600 to a .13, which really isn't what you hope for. I think this is what people expected Naruto to do, because people knew Naruto was going to have a very devout fan base that was going to follow them this late. I think this was the number people were expecting rather than the .19 it had last week. So I wouldn't say it's like, oh, a horrible showing as much as it's a bit of a fall back to earth. And then now you have the rerun part of the block. You have Attack on Titan dropping 500 to a .11, Up Team Epic to a .10, Gundam's at a .09 to end the block. So it really sucks to see just 1 week off of maybe the best ratings for the entire year for Toonami to actually have a show go back to below a .10. At the same time, if I had to sum it all up, I'm still saying these are good ratings. These are the types of ratings. If you show me these ratings last week, I would have celebrated too. It was just that I think it's a bit of a letdown because you come to expect after that last week's ratings, like, what if we can get like a midpoint 3? What if during the Tournament of Power we can get like .4s out of Dragon Ball Super? How much of it? Imagine the halo effect on the rest of the block. And one good thing to note too, one very good thing I think really helped from last week is how if you look throughout the Toonami community, one complaint or one issue they've had is just the inability for Toonami to find a show to really retain a lot out of Dragon Ball Super. And I think getting a .22 out of a .29 is probably the best they've ever gotten for half of a new episode of Dragon Ball Super. So you got to give a lot of credit there for Boruto, especially which was at the time a very controversial pickup for Toonami. It's a show I don't really like Boruto personally. It's okay. It just feels like it's really trying to cash in, especially the first bit of the show is trying to cash in your nostalgia for the original Naruto way back when, like more than a decade ago. Mm. But yeah, like I said, in general, not horrible. I would really love to have seen Black Clover and Hunter x Hunter keep numbers close to where they were last week, but I mean, you're on at 2 and 230. You can't expect the best ratings, and those numbers aren't horrible by any stretch of the imagination, in my opinion. Yeah. What do you have to say about it? Leave a comment below if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. I like to see your support. Leave a like. If you like this content, if you like some of the other content on my channel, please subscribe so you're going to get a lot more of it, hopefully soon. I am Orange Cat, and that is all.